Ancient Egypt, a land of towering pyramids and magnificent pharaohs. But beyond these wonders, a vibrant tapestry of life unfolded along the Nile River. This fertile ribbon, meandering through the desert, was a haven for a breathtaking array of creatures. From the majestic lion to the humble scarab beetle, animals played a pivotal role in the lives of ancient Egyptians. They were woven into the very fabric of their culture, religion, and daily existence. Imagine the sun rising over the Nile, casting a golden glow on the riverbanks teeming with life. Hippos wallowed in the shallows, their snorts echoing across the water. Crocodiles, with their prehistoric bulk, lay in wait, their eyes gleaming with ancient wisdom. Overhead, flocks of ibises soared, their white plumage a stark contrast against the azure sky. This was the untamed kingdom of the Nile, a place where humans and animals coexisted in a complex and fascinating relationship. The Egyptians, deeply observant of the natural world, recognized the power and significance of the creatures around them. They imbued animals with spiritual meaning, incorporating them into their mythology, religious practices, and even their written language. This essay is a journey back in time to explore the remarkable wildlife that thrived in ancient Egypt. The arid deserts and fertile Nile Valley of ancient Egypt were home to a variety of large mammals, each playing a unique role in the ecosystem and the Egyptian imagination. The harsh yet beautiful landscape provided a backdrop for a rich tapestry of life, where every creature had its place and significance. Lions, symbols of strength and royalty, roamed the land, their roars echoing through the night. These majestic creatures were not just animals, but embodiments of power and dominance, often seen as protectors of the realm. These apex predators were both feared and revered, often associated with the pharaoh's power. The lion's image was a common motif in royal iconography, symbolizing the king's might and his divine right to rule. Depictions of lions in ancient Egyptian art often showed them hunting or guarding sacred spaces, emphasizing their strength and protective nature. These artistic representations were not merely decorative but carried deep symbolic meanings, reflecting the lion's role in maintaining cosmic order. Jackals, with their cunning and adaptability, were a common sight in ancient Egypt. These nocturnal creatures thrived in the challenging environment, their presence a testament to their resilience and resourcefulness. Often found scavenging on the outskirts of settlements, they were seen as both resourceful and enigmatic creatures. Their ability to survive on the fringes of human habitation made them symbols of survival and mystery. Anubis, the god of mummification and the afterlife, was depicted with the head of a jackal, highlighting the animal's association with death and the transition to the underworld. This connection underscored the jackal's role in guiding souls through the afterlife, a crucial aspect of Egyptian belief. Gazelles, with their grace and speed, represented the beauty and bounty of nature. Their elegant movements and delicate features made them symbols of purity and vitality in the harsh desert environment. These agile herbivores roamed the grasslands, their presence a sign of a healthy ecosystem. The sight of a gazelle herd was a reminder of the interconnectedness of life and the balance of nature. They were a source of food for both predators and humans, and their hides were used for clothing and other practical purposes. The gazelle's role in the food chain highlighted the cycle of life and death, a central theme in Egyptian culture. In ancient Egyptian art, gazelles were often depicted in scenes of hunting or as offerings to the gods, symbolizing abundance and prosperity. These depictions were not just artistic expressions, but also conveyed the importance of gazelles in religious and economic contexts. These majestic mammals, each with their unique characteristics and symbolism, were integral to the ancient Egyptian worldview. Their images adorned temples, tombs, and everyday objects, reflecting their significance in both the spiritual and material worlds. Their presence in the landscape, their behaviors, and their interactions with humans all contributed to the rich tapestry of life in this ancient civilization. The relationship between humans and these animals was complex and multifaceted, shaping the culture and beliefs of ancient Egypt in profound ways. The skies above ancient Egypt were filled with the sights and sounds of a diverse array of birds. These birds were not just ordinary creatures, they were seen as celestial beings, bridging the gap between the earthly realm and the divine. Their presence in the sky was a constant reminder of the gods watching over the land. Among them, the ibis and the falcon held particular significance, their images gracing temple walls and papyrus scrolls. These birds were more than just symbols. They were integral to the spiritual and cultural fabric of ancient Egyptian society. Their depictions in art and literature highlight their revered status. These avian creatures, with their ability to soar effortlessly through the heavens, were seen as messengers of the gods, their presence a sign of divine favor. The Egyptians believed that the gods communicated through these birds, delivering messages of guidance, protection, and wisdom. The sacred ibis, with its distinctive long beak and elegant plumage, was revered as the embodiment of Thoth, the god of wisdom, writing, and magic. Thoth was a deity of immense importance, credited with the invention of writing and the maintenance of the universe's balance. This association stemmed from the ibis's habit of foraging for food in the mud, which the Egyptians saw as a symbol of creation and the emergence of life from the primordial waters. The ibis's behavior was a metaphor for the intellectual pursuit of knowledge, digging through the unknown to uncover hidden truths. Flocks of ibises were a common sight along the Nile, their presence a reminder of Thoth's watchful eye and the importance of knowledge and wisdom. The sight of these birds was a daily affirmation of the divine order and the pursuit of enlightenment. Falcons, with their sharp talons, piercing gaze, and breathtaking speed, were associated with Horus, the god of kingship, protection, and the sky. Horus was a central figure in Egyptian mythology, embodying the ideals of leadership and guardianship. Horus, often depicted with the head of a falcon, represented the pharaoh's divine right to rule and his role as protector of Egypt. The falcon-headed god was a symbol of the pharaoh's connection to the divine, legitimizing his authority and his duty to safeguard his people. The falcon's ability to soar to great heights and survey the land below made it a powerful symbol of vigilance and authority. This bird's keen vision and dominance in the sky mirrored the pharaoh's role as a watchful and commanding ruler. The ibis and the falcon, with their contrasting yet equally significant roles in Egyptian mythology, demonstrate the profound connection between the natural world and the spiritual beliefs of this ancient civilization. These birds were not just animals, they were embodiments of divine principles and cosmic order. These birds, with their graceful flight and distinctive appearances, served as constant reminders of the divine forces at play in the world and the importance of living in harmony with nature. The Egyptians saw in these birds a reflection of their own aspirations and values, striving to live in balance with the universe and under the watchful eyes of their gods. The Nile, while a source of life, also harbored creatures that instilled both reverence and fear in the hearts of the ancient Egyptians. This mighty river, stretching over 4,000 miles, was the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, providing water, food, and transportation. Yet, it was also home to some of the most formidable creatures known to man. Crocodiles, with their massive jaws and armored hides, were the undisputed rulers of the river. These ancient reptiles, which have existed for millions of years, could grow up to 20 feet in length and weigh over a ton. Their sheer size and strength made them apex predators in the Nile ecosystem. Their ability to disappear beneath the water's surface and launch surprise attacks made them formidable predators, embodying the raw power of nature. With a bite force of over 3,000 pounds per square inch, they could easily crush the bones of their prey. This stealth and power made them both feared and respected by the ancient Egyptians. Despite the fear they inspired, crocodiles were also revered as manifestations of Sobek, the god of fertility, water, and protection. Sobek was believed to control the waters of the Nile, ensuring that the river provided sustenance for the people and their crops. Sobek, often depicted with the head of a crocodile, represented the Nile's life-giving force and its potential for both creation and destruction. He was a complex deity, embodying the dual nature of the river that could both nourish and devastate. Temples dedicated to Sobek were often built near the riverbanks, and mummified crocodiles were offered as sacrifices to appease the god and ensure a bountiful harvest. These temples served as centers of worship and pilgrimage, where people sought Sobek's favor and protection. Cobras, with their venomous fangs and deadly hoods, were another creature that evoked both fear and respect. These snakes, capable of delivering a lethal dose of venom, were often encountered in the deserts and fields of Egypt. Their ability to deliver a swift and fatal strike made them symbols of power and danger. The sight of a cobra with its hood expanded, ready to strike, was a powerful reminder of the dangers lurking in the natural world. However, cobras were also associated with Wadjet, the protective cobra goddess of Lower Egypt. Wadjet was one of the earliest deities of ancient Egypt, and her image was often used to symbolize protection and royal authority. Wadjet, often depicted as a cobra coiled around a papyrus stem, represented the pharaoh's authority and the unity of the two lands. The uraeus, a stylized representation of a rearing cobra, was worn on the crowns of pharaohs as a symbol of their divine right to rule. The crocodile and the cobra, representing the duality of nature's power, illustrate the ancient Egyptians' complex relationship with the creatures around them. These animals were not just threats to be feared, but also symbols of the divine forces that shaped their world. These reptiles, both feared and revered, played integral roles in Egyptian mythology and served as constant reminders of the delicate balance between humanity and the natural world. Their presence in art, religion, and daily life underscores the profound impact they had on the culture and beliefs of ancient Egypt. The reverence for these creatures highlights the Egyptians' deep respect for the natural world and their understanding of its power and mystery.